Hi again. So I had another dream on March 27th, 2022, and it was actually fairly short, but it was all night long, one of those recurring dreams. So I would hear Heshvan, which is roughly in November in the Hebrew month of Heshvan or Cheshvan, depending on how you want to roll with that. But I kept hearing Heshvan, and then 11, and then war, and then November, and then 11, all night long on repeat. Like for, I don't know, I woke up probably a dozen times between, 10 p.m. and 5 in the morning, like with that same thing rolling around in my head. So I'm not so sure that means that on Heshvan 11 or November 11th, because those are different dates in themselves, but I'm not so sure that it's like the 11th of that month. But 11 is the month of November, so something in that time frame maybe is when war might pop off, though. So here's some things that I kind of have learned and noticed about this time frame, okay? So on March 8th, 2022, my husband was watching the news, and he was watching Fox News at that point. I was in the kitchen cooking. I'm not much for news. I find it kind of a bummer, so I try not to pay attention. But all of a sudden, like in my ear, like it was exaggerated, like I needed to hear it, was 2 times on 2 different shows that night, on the different news shows. A person on the show said, well, what if in 8 months we get nuked by Russia? And I was like, what are the odds that they say that twice in the same night? And what are the odds that they both say 8 months? I mean, that's obviously predictive programming, or someone knows something. I don't know. But I thought that was a little weird. And 8 months from March 8th is November, which matches up with my dream. So I'm not sure about that. Now, my original war dream, which was war on U.S. soil in the winter, I had that on November 13th, 2021. So I have heard some people say that like the month or the day or whatever you have a dream from God, then a year later or in that month several years later is when that occurs. I don't really know if that's true. It was kind of interesting that here's the exact time frame, and then I had this other dream about Heshvan, November, and 11 coming up, right? So now in my dream where the guy who was one of my husband's friends came to pick us up and take us to the cabin, and then poof, he turned into an angel. Like I realized after time that he was an angel, and he was taking us to a campsite that was off-grid and safe, okay? In that dream, my husband and this other man that was originally in the dream that was from the same industry, they had gone to this conference. Well, they have these conferences twice a year. Once is in the spring and once is in the fall. And so out of curiosity, I thought, well, what if I look up what the fall date's going to be this year and see if that also works out to being parallel with this Heshvan kind of time frame. And lo and behold, it sure is. So that conference is right before October, and then if you added up a couple more weeks in there, it would be November. So I just thought that was a little interesting that they kind of all pulled together that way. Now, Heshvan 11 on our calendar is November 17th. I'm not so sure that that's a specific date or that we need to pay attention to it. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. But I thought it was interesting that it kept saying Heshvan and then 11 and then November. So I thought, well, what if Heshvan and November, let's say they had to cross over, and where they meet up, maybe that's the time frame. So Heshvan 7 are November 1st, and Heshvan 30th is November 24th, Thanksgiving Day. So I would think that there would be some sort of consideration that there might be something going on between November 1st and November 24th regarding war. I would think that would also be on U.S. soil, since the dream was very specific that it was coming to us and then we were out of here before it came. Now, the dream I had that had war on U.S. soil, I remember I went outside and I looked down the street and it felt like Christmas was near, but there were no Christmas decorations up yet. In our neighborhood specifically, some people decorate for Thanksgiving, but nobody decorates for Christmas until after Thanksgiving Day. So like, if Thanksgiving is Thursday, then Friday is when it gets, jiggy and everybody starts decorating. So if the time frame is right for that November 1st to November 24th, Thanksgiving Day, that there would be war, it would make sense that I would go outside, not see Christmas decorations. But it's close to Christmas because it's really only a month out from Christmas. So I don't know. I mean, I've had so many dreams lately. I just haven't had time to record. But what I do know is that at some point these are all going to pull together and all of our dreams are going to be like, oh, that's what that meant, because we're learning as we go. And although I've had dreams all my life for my personal self and for my family, it is a new task to think about global dreams and to try to pull together elements of things that are going to happen in the world's future and interpret that correctly. So if in fact anything isn't matching up, blame me, not God, because God is always right, and whatever hints he's trying to give us, those are not wrong. The hints that he's trying to give us, it's our idea to, or our job to pray about it and try to figure out the puzzle. And for me, I always get puzzle dreams where I have to think about them a little bit. So if I'm not thinking about them correctly, it's on me, okay? Here's one thing I do know, though. I feel that it would be smart for any of us to keep a little extra water, a little extra food, a little strategy for safety for yourself. God will protect you and guide you, but just like Noah, you do have to be prepared. And I would say at this point in history, your spiritual health has never been so important. If you're not in the habit of reading your Bible like for more than 10 minutes a day, like a lot, like digging and really praying, like really praying fervently with your soul, now's the time to get jiggy and do that. Here's the verse that I have for this dream. Psalm 91:2. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Hope you have a great day. And if hopefully this fits in with maybe another person out there that's had a dream that's similar. So just putting it out there so that we can all pull our elements together and kind of put our quilt together of all the hints that God is giving us so that we can work together and help each other to finish line. Okay, have a great day.